What's up, everyone? Please excuse the appearance right now. It is so hot that I just cannot be bothered with hair and makeup and even putting on more than like a t-shirt and a sports bra. It's not worth it. Plus, I've just been doing errands all day, so who do I need to look good for? No one but myself. Today, I'm going to be making a batch of my breakfast freezer burritos. I don't make them very often, probably like once a month, because that's all I need to have a burrito every single day, because I make them in bulk. Can you hear my cat? I don't know if you'll be able to hear him, but he's like squealing right now, and now he's biting my feet. Okay. They have homemade seitan sausage in them, which we will be making in this video, and then they have some black beans and corn and peppers and onions and probably some other things I'm forgetting, but they are just so easy in the morning to stick in the microwave and then bring with you in the car, and to know, ow, he's biting my feet. Ooh, okay, and to know that you are still eating a breakfast that is good for you. I, before this, was like really into eating just like bagels, which is fine. I don't have anything against bagels, but you're not really getting a lot of nutrients. So I really like that I've made the switch to these, and they definitely keep you full throughout your morning, at work, or whatever you're doing. Yeah, so we'll be filming that today, and if you like this video, definitely hit subscribe and the like button to see more like this, and you can follow me on Snapchat and Instagram and all that good stuff. And now we're gonna go cook. So here are the ingredients to make the seitan. I will link the full recipe in the description below. This is really the main ingredient, vital wheat gluten. It's what gives seitan its high protein content. We'll also be using some nutritional yeast flakes, vegan crack as they say, a little bit of olive oil, and then for spices I have pink Himalayan salt. You can just use regular. We have black pepper, paprika, Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute in place of an allspice, a little bit of ground cinnamon, some red pepper, some cumin that I apparently can't get a hold of, some tomato paste, and then lastly, to make this breakfast seitan, I'm going to be putting in maple syrup in place of the Worcestershire sauce in the original recipe. Here is the seitan log ready to go in the oven, which I have preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to be letting that cook for 90 minutes. This is everything we're going to be using for the filling of the burritos. I have some canned black beans, canned corn, and some canned diced tomatoes. I get no salt added for all of those. And then again, we're going to be using nutritional yeast flakes. I'm just knocking over sriracha, no big deal. We have some bell peppers, a yellow onion, and then Trader Joe's everyday seasonings, minced garlic, and just some salt. Now that our seitan is done cooking, I'm also going to be dicing that up into little 1-inch cubes. And now we're going to start cooking the filling. So I am just going to lightly coat this large skillet with olive oil and let that heat up. The first thing we're going to put into our pan is our diced onion, and we're going to saute those for about 5 minutes until they get nice and brown. During the last few minutes of cooking your onions, you're also going to want to throw in the minced garlic. I did 2 teaspoons, but it really just depends on how much garlic you like. Next into the pan is going to be our diced bell peppers and the canned diced tomatoes. You're going to let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until the bell peppers are soft. While those were cooking, I threw on a little bit of that Trader Joe's everyday seasoning that I showed you guys earlier, and then once everything is finished, you're going to want to transfer it into a large bowl. I like to use the same skillet for everything. It just makes cleanup a lot easier, and we're going to be mixing everything up in that large bowl at the end, so you definitely want to make sure it's going to be big enough to hold everything. Then we're going to throw in the canned black beans and the canned corn. You're not really cooking these so much as you are just kind of charring them and getting some of that flavor that we just cooked with the onions and the peppers onto the canned beans and corn, especially because they don't have any salt added. They really do need that little bit of flavor from the pan. And while they're cooking, again, I'm going to add on a little bit of that seasoning. Once that is done cooking and you've transferred it to the same large bowl as your other cooked veggies, the last piece of this is to cook our diced seitan. Again, same thing with the seitan. We're not really cooking it so much as we're just trying to get some of that char, especially on the seitan. It just adds a little bit of that smoky sausage flavor to it. So you only need to cook this for maybe about a minute or two. Once you start to see some of that charring happen, you can go ahead and transfer that into the same bowl that everything else is in, and then we're going to be adding some more spices and mixing it all up before we make our burritos. Okay, and here is everything that we just cooked on the skillet. Now we are going to be adding in our nutritional yeast flakes. You're going to want to add in about 1/4 cup. And then next up, we will be adding in the best ingredient, the sriracha. You can just eyeball this depending on how spicy you like your food. I don't even know how much that is that I just put in, maybe a couple teaspoons or a couple tablespoons, but you should know how much sriracha you like. And then lastly, we're just going to add in a little bit more of that everyday seasoning, again, because everything was not salted. I'm really relying heavily on this to add in that flavor. We are going to add a couple shakes of salt before we go ahead and stir this all up. You want to mix this really well so the nutritional yeast and the sriracha and all that goodness gets mixed evenly, and so all your burritos have an even mixture of all the ingredients. And then before we start filling the burritos, I am going to be laying out my squares of tinfoil because that is what I'm going to be wrapping them in to store them in the freezer. I'm just eyeballing the squares here, but you just want to make sure that it's going to fit your whole tortilla. These are the tortillas I'm going to be using. They are whole wheat and they are actually taco sized, not burrito sized, which I definitely recommend because you just get a lot more burritos out of it. Okay, and here is the fun part, actually filling them. So I take about one giant spoonful and put it in. You just kind of have to eyeball it and see what fits. You will get better at it over time. And then please don't make fun of my burrito rolling skills. They are so mediocre, and I've been watching YouTubes to try to get better at it, but it is really hard. So just do your best here to roll it up. It doesn't actually matter if it is falling apart because the shape kind of like finalizes in the freezer. No matter how messy they are when I roll them, once they're in the freezer, they are good to go when I reheat them. So just do your best, and you can kind of use the foil to shape them. Here is the finished product of one burrito. So you just keep repeating that process until you run out of filling. Generally, I can get anywhere from like 18 to 22 burritos from this recipe. It is 1:20 in the morning. I just finished all my meal prep for the week, including my breakfast burritos. I have work tomorrow. I can't believe it's this late, but here is what it looks like. Here are all my burritos all ready to go. I got about 21 burritos from this batch, and I literally shoved them any place they would fit. Clearly I need a bigger freezer. And I am going to do a clip tomorrow morning so you guys can see how we prepare these. And actually, this is one of my last ones from my last batch, so every night before I go to bed, I take one out of my freezer and I put it in the fridge. Oh, look how nice that is. So worth it being up till 1:30 in the morning. We're gonna let that defrost overnight for tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys then. Good morning, everyone. I am still looking like a mess, but I gotta show you guys how to reheat this burrito. It is really easy, and I'm like totally a stickler for like soggy tortillas and bread. I hate that. So trust me when I say that the reheating process for this is completely fine, and you will not end up with like some soggy bread bologna in the morning. All right, so step one, get your burrito that has been sitting in your fridge overnight thawing out. Okay, so we're going to unwrap the burrito. I am trying to do this all with one hand because I don't feel like setting up my little cell phone stand. Alright, I can do this. Okay, unwrap the burrito from the tinfoil, put it on a plate. Please don't put tinfoil in your microwave. That's totally something I would do, so I feel like I gotta put a disclaimer out there. And we are going to microwave this on high for 2 minutes. And if you forget to defrost your burrito, you can still cook it from frozen. I would just maybe go more to like the 2 to 2.5 minute mark. I can explain it, like it's just a little bit better when you thaw it out, but it's really not that big of a deal. Like I said, I don't mess around with soggy bread. So if it was really bad, I would tell you not to reheat it from frozen, but it's totally fine, so you can do that. So yeah, we're gonna let this cook. Okay, the burrito is done cooking, so we're gonna take it out. The plate might be a little bit hot, but okay, so then we need to make it portable again. Man, I don't know how I'm going to do this with one hand, but we'll make it work. So I just kind of put the tinfoil over and then flip the burrito. Ooh. There you go. And then we just rewrap it up. The tinfoil might be a little bit hot here because your burrito's hot, so just be careful. But I'm way better at rewrapping this when I have 2 hands, but you guys get the general idea. And yeah, now I'm ready to go to work. I got my breakfast, and it literally took 2 minutes to do. Boom! I hope you guys find this video helpful. Leave any comments or questions you have. No. That's not right. Leave any questions you have in the comments below. And if you try this recipe out, definitely let me know how it worked out for you. I would love to know if this actually ended up saving you time and money, because it has definitely saved it for me, and I would love to hear if it's helped other people. Yeah, so subscribe and we'll have a new video soon.